Elevation Nation, we're back for another episode of the podcast. Sam and I are here today. We got a few things to talk through, things that are happening in our lives, happening, I feel like, in a lot of people's lives as we all try to navigate the young adult world, the real world that is. What's up, Sam? I know your week has been quite something, hasn't it?
It certainly has been. This is these past couple weeks have been some of the most challenging in my career. Not that I've had a long career thus far. On a very difficult project and situation right now. And honestly, Parker, it's taken over my mindset, man. It's been really hard. Not only has it taken over my days, it's taken over my evenings. I dream about stress from this project now. My weekends are consumed thinking about this and responding to things from this project. And to be perfectly honest, I am probably struggling the most as I ever have in my entire life in my professional career. And it's been really, really difficult for me to try to keep a positive mindset, to use the weekend to have fun and unwind, because all I do is think about the anxiety and stress that I'm going to have come Monday. And I've really been struggling with that.
It's crazy you're saying this because I feel like you haven't talked about something like this in a long time, even since, I think our first year outside of college where you really were struggling. And, that's what actually helped us start Elevation Nation. Well, thankfully, I think you have Elevation Nation as a resource.
Yeah.
The podcast, at least me, that you can talk with. But I think it's really interesting because this is a problem that you went through. And I feel like we think oftentimes that when you have a solution or you have a medication or something to fix that problem, that it won't come back. And here we are. I mean, you're Mr. Elevation Nation. You're Mr. Conquering the Real World, mental fortitude, self-help guru, all of that type of stuff. And now we're back. But I don't think you're at square one. I feel like you're now more equipped to handle certain things like that, no?
I certainly am, but you're exactly right, is that we have to keep on working on these things because we are going to be faced with adversity, right? I had a lot of awesome things going for me these past few years, and, living in a city that I love, having a great French situation, like having a ton of friends, work was awesome, got, a lot of success in work, a ton of success at Elevation Nation, and this is the first really big wall that I feel like I've run into in a while where it's consumed my mindset, and that's been really, really tough for me. But yeah, I think you're right. I have some of the tools, right? Whether it's the podcast, whether it's my mindset, whether it's talking to you, talking to a therapist, talking to my family to try to get through it. And I think at the end of the day, I just have to remind myself my job is not what defines me. The stress I have from the job cannot take over my life and the things outside of it. And it's easier said than done, but I have to keep trying to not stress about work. Otherwise, they're paying me for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and they certainly don't do that. So
I think you said something interesting there, though, that you were like, I don't want to stress about work. I think it's okay. I think it's healthy to stress about work. I think what happens is if that stress takes over your entire mind, right?
Yeah.
Stress should come and go, How do you handle stress? You go to the gym, right? Oh, I'm going to exercise. It'll help me handle the stress. Or I'm going to go out and hang with some friends or watch a TV show. But the way you're describing it is that the stress is persistent and it doesn't go away and it doesn't subside because you anticipate that more is going to go bad than right.
That's exactly right. I'm nervous every single day of what inevitable bullshit is going to happen that we're going to have to deal with. And that sucks. No one wants to live life on edge nonstop or reactive nonstop. And that's how I felt the past 2 weeks, is everything is a scramble, and that's just a horrible way to work.
And, I mean, it's even more so because it sucks because it's trickling into your everyday life, like your personal life. And I think it's really interesting because do you think back in the day, people, their whole life was defined by work? It would trickle they would go to work and then they come home and then work would like fuel their mind throughout the whole day, the night until they got back?
When
do
are
you
you
think
defining back in the day? What
I don't
what
know,
era are you
like
thinking?
20 years ago, maybe? I don't know. Before the internet. Let's put it that way. Or was it I go in, I clock in, I do my 8 hours or whatever, I pick up and I go?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on the job, but like...
It does. It certainly depends on the job, but I think a lot more it was, all right, I'm in the office. This is my time. I'm punching in. I'm working. When I punch out, I can turn my work mind off. And I think more and more with the tools of working from home, with technology, with unrealistic expectations, now you're expected to be on all the time.
I think it's a blessing and a curse. Like, for our example, with consulting, we're able to work hybrid, right? We work in person, we work remotely. And it's not like you just go to the office from 9:30 to 5:30 and that's it. And then you leave and then you're not like working again. It's like technically everyone knows you could work anywhere at any time. And so you have the comfort of working from home to be able to not having to like go into the office and all of that. But then there's also the other side. It's like if someone sends an email, it's like I know you can see it and I know you can respond to it, whether it's a Sunday night or a Friday morning. And that's, I feel like the challenge right now with you is that it's like it's hard to have the separation because it feels all together. It's clouding your difference in personal life and work life.
Totally. And it's also,
you know what I call that?
What?
Work-life imbalance.
Tell me, people consultant. Tell me.
Work-life imbalance. We all work for work-life balance, right? We want to wake up. We want to have some time before we have to go to work. We want to feel like we can step away from work when we want to, when we can, when we need to. How about when we are working, we're able to feel like we can bring our full self to the office every day?
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's been very difficult for people to find that balance. There's more imbalance now than balance, I think, with working from home, with productivity, with people trying to do their best, but also trying to like live their life.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Really is.
There's an imbalance for sure, and I feel like you're feeling that right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that imbalance. And I think another thing that's tough is because I have anxiety about some of the things that are happening and it's not a real work day, instead of me like sitting here and working and waiting for a response, every like 30 minutes I have like a mini panic attack and I check to see if there's any new emails or any new messages from people, which is like horrible.
This brings me back, man, to like first year. It's crazy. This is like first year.
It really is. It's not fun. So I got to figure out how to fix this. Whether that's me checking out and like coming up with better boundaries that like I refuse to look at anything over the weekend and deleting email app off my phone. Like I don't know what I need to do, but I need to protect my mental health.
100%.
I'm not doing a good job of that right now.
That's crazy. That's wild. And I know that you'll get through it for sure.
Yeah, we will. It's just temporary, hopefully. If not, then we're going to have to quit.
Don't say that, man. They're listening.
Well, take that as a threat.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But it's not fun. It's certainly not fun. So, yeah, that's been on my mind lately. But we got some cool Elevation Nation stuff coming up and some pretty serious shout-outs that I want to share. Our man Jamari, he just went groundbreaking on his next project, as far as I know. Posted that online, posted that on his LinkedIn. He's starting his next latest project. And we're so proud of all the success that he's had in Kalamazoo, Michigan, helping rebuild that community through real estate, through his efforts on board. So shout out to Jamari. Great work, bro.
I just want to shout out all the guys. I know it's Thursday. The Super Bowl is over, but Elevation Nation is like at the Super Bowl. There's so many people there. Brandon Kaminsky, Raymond Rep, Alex Scheinman, Jack Settleman. The list goes. I'm jealous as anything of these guys, and I just want to shout out those guys because they're continuing to crush it. Jack and Alex with Snapback, Brandon with Be Known, and Michael Raymond with Raymond Rep. Like, it's just cool. The sports industry is a hard industry to make and pave your own path, and like those guys are absolutely crushing it. So mad respect for those guys, and I hope they had fun because I feel like it'd be hard not to. They're truly elevating, man. It's crazy.
They really are. And I also, another sporting event, I saw the Handshake Bets boys were at the
yeah.
Waste Management Open, sprinting to the 16th
At like
hole.
4 a.m.
So shout out
Those
to the
guys are
Handshake
living
Bets
their
guys.
best life, man.
They really are.
They're living their best life. Whew. If you haven't heard the Handshake Bets episode, go find it and listen to their story of how they went and thought they were going to be in corporate America. And then all of a sudden, Jake Paul was like, I want to work with you guys. And now they're literally living their best life.
Jake Paul, we'll come work for you too, man. You just say the word. I love it. Parker, thank you as always for giving me the platform to talk about some of the issues in our life. Keep on elevating. Elevation Nation, we'll get through it. Till next week. Peace.